bikes are still one of the fastest growing and most stable segments in the UK motorcycle market. And 2019 was a bumper year as we had new bikes from pretty much all manufacturers and covering loads of sizes, from tiddly 125cc machines like the Z900 from Kawasaki all the way up to the 2.5 litre Triumph Rocket 3. The big news for the Triumph Street Triple RS for 2020 is the refreshed styling and new for this year headlight arrangement. Beneath the skin, the bike is very similar to the previous version, although Triumph have of course had to fiddle with the bike's engine and exhaust to get it through the latest raft of Euro 5 emissions regulations. The launch for this bike was on track at Cartagena in Spain, and we were really impressed with the bike's responsiveness, its braking stability and the engine's eagerness to rev. That final part is thanks in no small part to the engine development that's been garnered from the Moto2 engine supply program that Triumph have got. In our eyes, this is still probably one of the best sub 1000cc nakeds that you can go out and buy. The Honda CB650R takes the mid-weight naked Honda down the Neo Sports Cafe design route, with clean lines and neat detailing replacing the futuristic styling of the previous machine. With around 93 horsepower on offer, the CB650R isn't the most powerful naked bike that money can buy, but it is supremely usable, excellent fun to ride, and is backed up by that typical Honda reliability and build quality. Since its launch in 2014, the MT09 has been making waves in the naked bike class. Its mixture of aggressive styling, silky smooth 3-cylinder CP3 engine and sit-up and beg riding style make it a delight to hammer down a decent road on a sunny afternoon. The only real fly in the ointment that we found on the test that we did with the bike was the suspension feels slightly underdamped and a little bit wallowy. It is though something that can be easily rectified by opting for the tricked out SP version of the MT09 for not a lot more money. Nobody does hooligan bikes quite like KTM, and the 790 Duke does not disappoint. The 790 Duke delivers thrills on pretty much every front. Its punchy 790cc parallel twin engine has a raucous character to it, and it loves popping and banging on the throttle as it's launching you at the end of the road faster than a bike of this capacity should. Handling wise, the KTM 790 Duke is exactly as the KTM PR marketing material stated before the bike was launched. It's scalpel sharp. It eats up apexes and loves being hammered down a twisty B road. As a naked bike, if you're looking for one that you could take on track, the KTM 790 Duke is not a bad option. It'll embarrass some sports bikes of much larger capacity. Suzuki's reboot of the iconic Katana was one of the most talked about machines of 2019. Using the GSXS 1000 as a base, but with a modern take on the classic Katana's styling. The bike mixes performance, naked with retro styling to make a very good bike indeed. The press riding launch for this bike was a damp affair sadly, although the weather did dry in the afternoon, allowing us to stretch the bike's legs a little bit. With solid handling, decent brakes and that lovely retuned GSXR 1000 K5 engine, the new Katana is nearly the complete package, with only the 12 litre fuel tank letting the side down. One of my favourite bikes to ride last year, and one that I actually didn't want to give back, was not even a new model. It was the Triumph 1050 Speed Triple RS. I said in my review of this machine that I don't think I've ever felt so at home on a motorcycle so quickly. And the day that I picked up the 1050 from the factory, I felt right at home straight away. I was able to push on very rapidly from the word go as soon as I picked up the bike from the factory. A lot of this is down to the Trick Olin suspension setup that the bike's been blessed with. It's not the plushest around, but it makes for confidence-inspiring cornering and a very planted feeling overall. The Ducati Scrambler Cafe Racer has all the looks of a retro bike from back in the day. I just wished that it had had some more of that modern day rideability and power. It's a neat enough machine to go nipping into town for a coffee with the other cool hipsters, but get it on a B road and start to push on and the chassis and 75 horsepower engine will quickly find their limit. One of the biggest bikes of the 2020 launch season was, of course, Triumph's behemoth, the 2500cc Rocket 3. It's a bike that many of us thought that we'd lost to Euro emissions regulations, although all along, behind the scenes, Triumph had been working away in the background, redesigning the thing from the ground up. The result is a 165 horsepower, 163 foot-pound of torque monster that is as happy cruising down the motorway as it is at carving up a mountain pass. It's not the lightest of machines out there, weighing in at over 300 kilograms, but it is manageable, thrilling to ride, and it turns heads like nothing else on two wheels. Our favourite naked bike of last year had to be the Kawasaki Z900. As nakeds go, it is the complete package. It's sweet handling, it's got fantastic styling, and it's got more than enough power to get you into and out of trouble as needed. The press riding launch for this bike was in Spain, and sadly it was a little bit of a wet affair, but it did give us a chance to try out the new for this year electronics suite that the Z900 includes. The bike is fitted with multiple riding modes, switchable traction control, and probably one of the best TFT dashes on the market, bar none. If a naked motorcycle is on your wish list for 2020, this is definitely a machine that you need to go out and test ride. If you want to check out the full reviews for any of these bikes, please head over to the Visordown YouTube channel or visordown.com. Also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to keep up to date with all the latest motorcycle news, reviews and gossip.